Hello students, welcome to Notebook. How did you spend your Dasera? I had a lot of fun with my friends and family. We cooked sweets out of coconut and other ingredients. I look forward to this day every year. But Dhanu's family celebrates it in a different manner. Do you know how? And you must also be waiting to know who is Dhanu. Come, let's take you through. Dhanu is from a family of farmers. Do you know who a farmer is? Well, a farmer is a person who raises agricultural products. Majority of Indians are directly and indirectly involved in agriculture, and we all proudly call India the land of farmers. The Dasera morning at Dhanu's house starts like the arrival of the guests. We see mostly the relatives arriving, such as Kaki and Mami. Soon after their arrival, they start preparing the delicacies. Here we find Dhanu mentioning the name of some mouth-watering dishes that are being prepared in the kitchen. Dhanu's mother, whom he mentions as Ai, his mother's brother's wife, whom he calls Mami, and his father's brother's wife, whom he calls Kaki, are preparing these dishes. Dhanu mentions that they are making puran poli, which are sweet rotis made out of jaggeries and gram. Along with this, some kadi is also being prepared. Dhanu's father is the eldest in the family, so all the festivities are celebrated in their house. The day passes in a merry mood, with the family enjoying and chatting among themselves. However, as the day rolls into evening, there is a change in the mood. During this time, the female and the children start packing, and the men sit for meetings with the mukaddam. Mukadams are a kind of money lenders. In these meetings, they give the details of the loans that are taken by each family. Why do you think these loans are necessary for these people? Like that of Dhanu's family, there are other families who also take loans from the mukaddams. The reason behind this is that since these families make their living by working as farmers in other people's land, they can only work till Dasera, that is, before the rainy seasons. Thus, they are required to find an alternative work for the remaining days. So what do you think is the role of the mukaddams? Primarily, they provide these families with loans. They send the workers to different places and even pay for their expenses. These expenses get converted into loans. They are basically agents at different sugarcane factories and send these farmers to work at different sugarcane fields. We can now see that how people make a living in different forms. The farmers don't work on the same land for the entire year. Not only the farmers get displaced, but they will take their entire family along with them. Not only Dhanu's cousins and relatives, but 40-50 other families migrate to another places for 6 months. The children won't be able to go to schools and would also be separated from their family. Only Dhanu's grandmother, Dhanu's aunt, who cannot see, and his 2-month-old cousin sister will be staying back. In the other families too, the similar situations happen, where the older people, sick people, and the babies are not a part of the move. After these families move out from their homes, they live near the sugarcane fields where they work. Their houses are also made of dried sugarcane and its leaves. Every morning, the men of the family go to field and cut the sugarcanes, and the women tie these into bundles, which are then sent to the factories where they measure it. We see that Dhanu also goes to the factory with his father, where they even spend the night, and Dhanu enjoys his time with the bullocks. After getting their bundles measured, they return to the mukaddams, who keep an account of their loans and pay them for the next week. Little Dhanu is Mami's favorite. When Mami goes out to the bazaar to buy atta, she would buy sweets for the children and buy copies and pencils for Dhanu. But she realizes that Dhanu won't be able to join school for the next 6 months and thus won't be able to use the copies and pencils. Eventually, Mama plans not to bring Dhanu from the next year so that his studies are not hampered. This shows the growing awareness among the farmer families regarding education. We understand here through the story of Dhanu that the migrating form of living not only displaces the workers but also their families, and how their lives are filled with uncertainty during this entire period. However, the family members worry about the education of their children and want them to be stable at one place to concentrate on studies. This is a really positive sign, students. With this, we come to the end of this chapter. Now that you've read about Dhanu, you can notice how different his life is. We get a beautiful narrative of how the farmers live adjusting to changing conditions. To know more about the livelihoods of different such characters, keep watching Notebook. Till then, goodbye.